Hello, it's Najib. In this video, I am going to explain how to use data tables for what-if analysis. What-if analyses are useful when we are not only interested to see the output of the result formula, but we are more interested to see the different combinations of results against when one or more variable changes simultaneously. Data tables provide us quite convenient way to observe these kind of situations because they provide the results in and with all possible combinations of input and outputs in a single worksheet, and because the results are in tabular form, so it is easy to examine the result at glance, and being on tabular form we can share and read more conveniently. Excel provides another two tools for the what if analysis. One is scenario based, another is goal seek. Goal seek is a bit different because you provide outcome, it gives you all the possible combinations of input that can generate this output. But the scenario base is quite similar to the data tables. But using data tables, you can generate as many possible outcomes as you want, which is limited in scenario base up to 32. Yes, in scenario based you can provide all possible combinations, any number of possible input variable, but in data table based what if analysis you can provide at max 2 variables. Here I have a simple mortgage calculator where amount of loan is given with certain amount of interest rate, and it should be returned in certain period of time, that is 10 years. 12 will be the per year payments, so in this way there will be 120 payments to return this amount of money. To calculate the monthly payments that the customer have to made to pay this amount of loan, I am using a simple formula, that is a PMT formula. PMT is a famous financial formula which is used to calculate the periodic payments with interest rate. So the first parameter is interest rate per month. The second parameter is the total number of payments that you will have to make to return this amount of money, and the third parameter is the total amount of money. This is also known as principal amount. So it gave us the total amount of money that the customer will pay per month. But the customer cannot accept this directly. He have more interest. He want to know the various combination of all the possible variation with the amount of loan and the total number of payments that he will have to make to return this money, because maybe he will have certain limitation to pay per month, or maybe he don't want to exceed from a certain period of time. So to know all the possible combinations, we can change these variables. We will take one variable on the columns of the table and the other on the rows of the table. So in the columns we will take the number of years. Let's say we will start from 8 and we will increment it by 2. So using this we will generate the series of the all possible combination that we want to test about the number of years. On the other side, on the rows, we will use the money. Let's say we will start with 5,000 euros, and next we will use 10,000, and we will again use series generation to draw all the possible combination that we want to test. Okay, so in this edge column, which is E5, we will link the value of the formula. So as we already have calculated the formula, so we will link it simply. So this is very important to use the formula which is using the variables in the rows and column as well. In this way it will be able to calculate the correct results. So in these cells we will draw all the possible outcomes. To do this, we will select all the cells including the topmost row and the leftmost column. Then we will go to the data tab. Inside the data tab there is what if analysis on right side, and the last option is data tables. We will click and we will see two options: row input cells and column input cells. In row input cell we will link the variable which is presenting rows values in our table, so that is the amount of the money. In the column we will link the values of the number of years to return the loan, so this is this column. So once we will click it, it will populate all the possible combinations against this changing number of years and the amount of returns. So here we can find where is the value of paying this amount of loan with this certain amount of number of years. but here you can see that it's not very obvious to observe the result. So we can use a bit of data visualization to make it more clear. So we will do some conditional formatting. So once we will do conditional formatting, maybe the customer is more interested to pay, for example, the amount of money that he want to pay per month less than 1500 euros. So we will click it. So it highlighted all those possible outcomes in which he will have to pay less than 1500 dollars per month. So here we can say he can select the best possible combination according to his own limitations. So this is how we can use data tables to try all kind of what if analysis. I hope you would like this video and will get some useful knowledge out of it.